All right, we're going to do a review of two different hard drives. One is this is a SATA hard drive. It's an SSD hard drive. It's the 850 EVO by Samsung, and that's what's currently in this computer right here. We're going to do some real-world tests, and then once we're done with those tests, we're going to shut this down, clone the drive onto the new drive, which is the 970 EVO, and this uses a new technology, the M.2. This is almost like it's like the old-timey hard drive. It's like a chip that plugs into the motherboard, and it uses the NVMe technology, and it plugs into the M.2 port, the new M.2 port. So we're going to see how much faster this is. These are both 500 gigs, and so let's go ahead and start out with doing some tests. And the first test we want to do is we have a folder that's approximately almost 2 gigs, 1.85 gigs, and it has lots of files in it, and we're just going to basically copy it, make a copy and paste it onto the desktop, and see how long it takes to copy that. And then once we boot up with the new drive, then we'll do the same thing with that. We're also going to boot the computer from a cold start with the 850 EVO SSD and see how long it takes to boot, and then we'll also do the same with the new 970 EVO NVMe. Alright, so let's give it a go and get started. So here's the folder. We're going to right click on it. We're going to do copy, and then we're going to try to do this at the same time here. Paste. So 12 seconds, that's almost 2 gigs, and it's a lot of little files, so there's a little bit of processing to go on with it. So 12 seconds, we'll write that down, 12.70. We'll just round it down to 12 seconds. Another thing that we're going to open up is the Unreal Engine. It's a game programming engine that I work in, and that was one of the reasons I was going to upgrade to the newer hard drive. The more programming that I have done in it and development, the bigger the project has gotten, and so it just takes a little longer to open. So we're going to also open that, time it, and then when we put it on the new drive, we'll do the same thing, open it up, see how long it takes. Alright, so let's give it a go. 12 seconds on the file copy. So we're going to clear this out, open up the play. Alright, we're going to open up the engine and see how long it takes. If you want to, I'm going to go ahead and pause this so you don't have to fast forward, and I'll come back once it's complete. Alright, it's still going. We're at a minute, so you can see it takes a little time to open. It used to open pretty quick, but like I said, the bigger the project got, the longer it takes to open. So we're at a minute and 17 seconds, minute and 19 seconds. So this is the thing that I'm really curious to see how long it's going to take. So we'll let it keep going here. Almost 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's at 95%. And I'm going to pause this and come back. Alright, it just opened now, so it's been 2 minutes. We'll go ahead and pause it. It's officially open, so about 2 minutes it took to open. So you can see that's quite some time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shut down the computer, and we're going to bring it up from a cold boot, see how long it takes to boot, and then from there we'll shut it back down, or clone the hard drive, shut it down, put the new hard drive in, put the clone onto it, and then do the same test. Alright, so we'll be back here shortly. Alright, we're fixing to do a test from cold boot, and we got the timer here. And so give me just a moment. I'm going to hit the button and then hit the timer at the same time. Alright, it's starting to boot now. So this is the SSD 850 drive, and we're going to look and see how fast it takes to boot to the desktop. Once the desktop loads, we'll call it quits. So we're at 14, 20 minutes, 21, 22. I'd call it 26. So 26 seconds to the desktop. So when I had the old drive, the really old spin drive, I think it was over 1 minute and 20 seconds or something like that. So there's a huge difference with the SSD drive. So now we'll see how much the difference is with the 970 EVO. So we're going to go ahead and clone the drive. and then we'll shut it down, and then we'll boot it up. We'll do this test, and we'll do the two other tests, one with the Unreal Engine game development engine, and then we'll do with copying the 2 gig file and see if there's, real world, how much, is it worth getting the 970 over the 850. We got the hard drive, the old hard drive cloned to the new 970 EVO, and we're going to do the same test that we did. The first one, we were going to copy the file. On the old hard drive, the 860, it took, the 860 SATA, it took 12.7 seconds. So here's the file. It's about 1.8 gigs. We're going to right click on it, do copy, and then we're going to do paste and go. Oh. Unbelievable. That was unbelievable. I couldn't even get the alarm clock started before it was copying. So the 1.8 gig folder with a bunch of different files in it took 12.7 seconds to make an exact copy of it on the old one, and on this one it was less than 3 seconds. I didn't even have time to really start and stop it. So totally blows it out of the water so far. So that's really awesome. So we're going to go to the next test, which is opening up the Unreal Engine, the project that I'm working on. And this is the reason I bought the drive, to see if it would speed it up. So the last time it was about 2 minutes to open it up. We're going to try that, and then once we're done testing that, then we'll shut the computer down, bring it up from a cold boot, and then see what it is. So here we go. Let's clear this out and go to the application. All right, we're starting, and again, the last time that we opened up the Unreal Engine, it took it was 2 minutes, almost on exactly. So let's see if it speeds up any. All right, we're already at 12 seconds. So if you want, you could fast forward through this part. I'm just going to keep it running because it looks like it's already going faster. We're at 93%. On the last time, I think it was a little slower, but let's see what happens. 28 seconds. 30. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. It may take a little longer. Okay, it just popped open. I stopped it at 125. So it was 2 minutes, so it carved off a little over 30 seconds. So not too bad, not too bad. I was hoping a little faster, but still not bad. But definitely copying files was a lot faster. We're going to go ahead and shut it down, and then we'll do a cold boot and see what that takes. The last cold boot for the old drive was 26 seconds, 2682. So we'll go with this one. So I'm going to pause this and shut it down. We'll bring it up. All right, 2682 was our was the last hard drive, the SATA hard drive 860, and so we're going to reset this, and then we're going to go ahead and fire this up and hit start at the same time. I'll be right back here. All right. So it was 2682. See how fast this one, and that was when you got to the desktop. So hopefully this is not slower. It looks like it is slower, just a little bit. So, or maybe about the same. So yeah, not really any difference in boot times. So it seems like the biggest difference that we've seen was copying files was a huge difference. So when we copied that almost 2 gig file, instead of taking 12.7 seconds, it took like 2 seconds. It was incredibly quick. So if you're moving around a lot of big files, definitely we'll see a huge improvement on the 970 EVO. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'd love to hear them. All right, take care.